It was a quiet evening at home. The sky outside my window was already dark, and the streetlights glowed softly through the curtains. The world outside seemed calm, and my small apartment felt peaceful. I sat at my desk with a cup of tea, listening to the quiet sound of my computer. The screen's soft light was the only thing shining in the room. I didn't plan to do anything special that night. I had finished my work and wanted to relax before going to bed. Without thinking much, I opened an old folder on my computer, one I hadn't looked at for a long time. It was full of photographs from my university years. For a moment, I just looked at the names of the files. Some were from trips, others from parties, and many from our student dormitory. Slowly, I began to open them one by one. At first, I smiled. There were so many faces, young, happy, full of life. Some of those people I hadn't seen in years, their smiles brought back so many memories that I almost felt like I was there again. There was a picture of us in the university yard, laughing in the sunlight. Another one showed a group of us sitting on the grass after class, eating sandwiches and talking about the future. We had no idea what life would bring, and that made everything feel open and full of hope. I kept clicking through the photos, each one taking me deeper into the past. The smell of the old dormitory came back to my mind, a mix of coffee, books, and instant noodles. I remembered the sound of music from the hallway, people running up and down the stairs, doors opening and closing, laughter late at night. Then I found one photograph that made me stop. It was simple, a little blurry, but full of warmth. On it, I saw myself sitting in our dorm room with my best friend. Daniel. We were both laughing so hard that our faces looked red in front of us. On a small old television was our game console. The screen showed the colorful image of a football game. For a moment, I didn't move. I just looked at that photo and smiled. I could almost hear our laughter again. The room in the photograph was small but full of life. I remembered every detail, the posters on the walls, the messy desk, the half-empty cups of coffee everywhere. The curtains were never fully closed, so a little sunlight always came in, mixing with the glow from the computer screen. Our beds were small and covered with mismatched blankets. We didn't care much about order back then. What mattered was the feeling of freedom, the joy of being young, studying, dreaming, and laughing together. The old game console in the picture was one of our favorite things. It wasn't new, and sometimes it didn't work properly, but it gave us so many happy moments. On weekends, Daniel and I used to play for hours. Sometimes our friends would come and watch, sitting on the floor, shouting and laughing. The sound of our games often filled the whole dormitory corridor. Looking at that photograph, I could remember the warmth of those evenings. It wasn't just about the games, it was about friendship, about being together, about the feeling that life was simple and full of small joys. I remembered how Daniel used to joke when he won a match. He always had that big, bright smile. I could almost hear his laugh again, loud and sincere, the kind of laugh that made everyone around join in. The picture brought back 1,000 small details I had forgotten. The smell of pizza boxes, the sound of rain hitting the window, the way we used to talk late into the night about our plans, our dreams, and the future we imagined. At that time, everything seemed possible.